All right, over there in the jail, we are ready to go. Anybody there from the Public Defender's Office?
Bless you.
Thank you. Hello?
Brian. Where's Brian Reedy?
Who's there?
I saw Brian Reedy before. There he is.
I'm here. Good afternoon,
All right,
Judge.
Good afternoon, counsel. The first case is Ezel Morris, please.
Present.
Good morning, Mr. Morris. You're charged with touching or striking during a domestic battery. I've read this, and there is probable cause to believe you may have committed the offense to which you're charged. Can I see if he has a record of such statement?
Your Honor, the only thing I saw out of the state of Oklahoma from 2000 was a public drunkenness. Nothing other than that.
Thank you. All right, sir. These are fairly serious charges in the sense that there are two claimed victims, although you're only charged in one case. The second victim possibly being a stepdaughter. All right, sir. How long have you lived in Broward County, sir?
Approximately 4 years.
You work?
Yes.
Where?
Restaurant Depot.
All right, sir. I don't know what happened here. You don't have much of a record, but these are still serious charges. I'm setting the bar.
Judge, he's also, Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Morris is also a member of a union, the Restaurant Depot Union. He's affiliated with the church. He has a bachelor's degree in science. He deals a great deal with athletes and so forth. Doesn't, as I say, have much of a criminal record. He can stay with a friend. He does not need to go back to the residence except perhaps with the law enforcement to get his own personal belongings. And he's, how long have you been living at the same address?
Approximately 2 years.
No, same address for 2 years, Judge. So doesn't seem to be a flight risk, doesn't have a criminal history. I'd ask the court to consider a reasonable bond for Mr. Morris. I'm not sure exactly how much he can afford.
Well, okay, as I said, the first incident seemed isolated, but the second incident when he allegedly slapped the second victim concerns me. The bond will be set at $2,000 in this case. There'll also be a no contact order. Sir, you're not to have any contact with a Catherine, Toahty, or a Callie, Toahty. You cannot contact those persons directly or indirectly under any circumstances. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right,
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes?
Judge, can we call case out of turn?
In all fairness, I have 5 children that I support. She's actually the oldest daughter. She's 18 years old, but right now it's an out of control situation.
All right, I don't think you need to say anything else, sir.
All right, sir, I can't resolve your case. I'm just here to establish conditions of release. And I've set
Okay.
those, and I wish you good luck in getting it resolved, and I hope you solve all of your family problems if you do have any, all right?
Thank you.
Good
All
luck to you,
right,
sir.
thank you, Judge.
Judge,
Yes, you want to call the case out of order?
yes, Breon Britton, he's charged with petty theft and a battery. He's also, Benton.
Got it.
And Judge, I'm going to ask for a mental health screen. I did briefly talk to him.
Is he at the main jail?
No, he's at Paul Ryan. I apologize, the North Broward Jail. Judge, he has no ability to pay bond at this juncture. I would ask the court to appoint the public defender's office to represent him on both of his cases.
All right, you're Rayon Benton. Mr. Benton, good afternoon, sir. You were charged with 2 cases, petty theft in the second degree, a third offense, or touching or striking during a battery. I did read this affidavit, and there is probable cause to believe you may have committed one or both of the crimes to which you're charged. I appoint the public defender to represent you. You're asking me to do what, counsel? Oh, this is the one about the candy.
Ask for a mental health screen.
All right, order mental health screen. Does he have any significant?
He pled out a trespass 3 days before he was arrested for this. He pled out a theft late February of this year and another theft in January of this year. He's had drug offenses in 09 and 06, And also in '06, he had a carjacking and a strong arm robbery. Benton.
All right, sir. And count one, I set your bond at 0, but in count 2, I set your bond at $1,000. Also, as a condition of your bond, should you make this bond, you're not to return to the Shell gas station where this incident occurred until you have this case resolved with the courts. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, sir. All right, back to the regular docket. All right, Benjamin Strel, S-T-R-E-L. All right, good morning, Mr. Strel. You're charged with 4 cases: aggravated battery, causing bodily harm during a dating violence incident, resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, and 2 charges that you might have violated your probation or community control. I did read this probable cause affidavit. I find there's probable cause on all 4 cases. How long have you lived in Broward County, sir? Someone needs to turn the microphone on.
Hit the button.
Thank you, counsel. How long have you lived in Broward County, sir?
29 years. I own my own painting business, and I have a full-time contract at a condominium down on Atlantic and A1A in Pompano Beach, sir.
All right, sir. These are serious charges.
For restitution, I have to pay.
And count 1, I'm setting your bond at $2,500. In count 2, the bond is $500. Because there's an allegation you violated probation or community control, on those 2 counts, there is no bond. You're going to see the judge on March 29th at 3 p.m., it looks like. March 29th, sir. And a condition, should you make these bonds or be released under this order, you're not to have any contact with Amy Vanessa Schaefer. You can't contact her directly or indirectly under any circumstances. Do you understand?
Next case is the one.
All right, counsel. Counsel, wait. Sir, come back. Sir, come back.
Mr. Strel?
Mr. Strel, I just wanted to make sure you understood and acknowledged on the record that while this case is pending, you're not to have any contact with Amy Schaefer under any circumstances. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck, Benjamin.
All right, next case is, they're working out the MOs here. Solomon King.
Solomon King.
King.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. King. You're charged with domestic battery by strangulation in this case. There is probable cause to believe you may have committed this offense. I'm going to check your record here if you have any. Could you tell me, please, how long you lived in Broward County and whether you work?
How long have you lived in Broward County?
I've been living in Broward County 54 years. I work at DLS Prefect in Pompano.
Okay, do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I do concrete slabs, sir.
Do you have a record?
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, first off, our office did have contact with the alleged victim, and she advised us that she is in fear of Mr. King for her safety. 2009, possession of cocaine, 4 years state prison. 09, resisting without violence. 07, possession of cocaine. 02, delivery of cocaine, 21 months state prison as a habitual offender. 01, possession of cocaine, 21 and a half months state prison.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, because of the serious nature of these charges, I set your bond in this case at $5,000, and I order under no circumstances are you to have any contact with Cynthia, looks like Lamar, right? Is that the name? Cynthia Lamar?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Under no circumstances are you to contact her directly or indirectly through family members, friends, phone, email. Under no circumstances. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Or you'll have to post a bond and see the judge. I wish you good luck, sir.
You gonna be able to.
Tara Maglico?
Is she over there? That's right there.
That's right. Are you guys ready on the MOs? All right, I'll call it next. North Broward, do I have a Tara Maglicio?
It's probably north.
This looks like it's been reset a couple times.
It's definitely.
Thank you.
Well, I don't understand this. Just here. I just don't feel like getting.
North Broward, are you there? Do you have a Tara Maglico, please?
Yes, Your Honor. She's gonna be a medical reset, please.
Thank you, Deputy. Medical reset on her, please. All right, Counsel, do you want to do your MOs? Tell me which ones.
Sure. Thank you, Judge. On page 4 of the docket, there's Marvin Sladen. He's over in North Broward, Your Honor. He's charged with disorderly conduct.
Marvin Sladen, okay. It's not any of those.
Yes, sir.
Sladen, I have Mr. Sladen. Good morning, Mr. Sladen, sir. You're charged with a municipal
Hello,
ordinance this
sir.
morning. Hang on, you're charged with disorderly conduct. I have a lawyer here for the city. And let's see, there's probable cause to believe you may have committed the offense. This gentleman was asked to leave several times and for some reason didn't do it. That's how he ended up getting arrested. All right, Mr. McLawrence, what is the suggestion on this gentleman?
Judge, I spoke with Mr. Sladen. Your Honor, he's inclined to plead no contest if the court would give him some sort of time-served sentence, either an adjudication or a withhold, and take judicial notice of the time that he served in custody.
All right, I'll do that, so long as you stay out of the middle of the road on Sunrise Boulevard and don't cause any more trouble, sir, okay?
Yes, sir. I thank you so much,
All right,
sir.
well, hang on. Then the disposition in your case will be I'll withhold adjudication on the charge of disorderly conduct. I'll sentence you to time served. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're going to stay out of the middle of Sunrise Boulevard and not cause any more traffic hazards, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. You'll be released if you're not held on anything else.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
Who is that, Judge?
Sladen, S-L-A-Y-D-E-N.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, which one else?
On page 5 of the docket, Your Honor, there are two. There's a Sebi Lockett and there's a Thomas Bolus, and they're both in the main jail.
Lockett bonded.
I think Mr. Lockett may have bonded, Judge, the one.
Is that what anybody?
Lockett
somebody-
bonded.
Bolus?
Okay, Lockett bonded, all right. So I'll sign
Lockett
that.
bonded.
We have Mr. Bolus, Your Honor.
Bolus, all right, let me see if I can find his paper. This is your appointment.
And also in the main jail, Your Honor, there's also Dennis McLeod.
All right, let me see if I can find Mr. Bolus. Oh, here it is.
Page
Mr.
5.
Bolus, you're charged with the municipal ordinance this afternoon, sir. Yeah, this is an unusual case. Oh, now I read this. Yes, I know what this is about. There's probable cause to believe you may have committed the offense of simple battery based on the observations of the police officer. All right, Mr. Lawrence, what do you suggest in this case?
Judge, I also spoke to Mr. Bolus. He's currently employed, Your Honor. He works with Mayflower. He does moving furniture and things of that nature. He's inclined to plead no contest if the court has given a time-served sentence, and also to stay away from the legislature in this case.
All right, Mr. Bolus, did you hear what Mr. McLaurin said?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you wish to do if I withhold adjudication in this case? Sentence you to time
Yes.
served, is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
And will you agree to stay away from Melissa Sue Hinton, the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, I most definitely will.
All right, based on his agreement then, that'll be the disposition of the court. Plea of no contest. and a withhold adjudication, and a no contact with the victim in the case. All right.
Judge, lastly, there's Dennis, excuse me, on page 6 of the docket, there's Dennis McNeil, who's also in the main jail.
I mean, are you ready today?
Yeah, he'll get released. Have a seat.
All right,
Or actually, they
Dennis
may want you to
McNeil?
go out. Mr. McNeil?
He's charged with possession of an open container of alcohol, Your Honor.
All right, so you're charged with an open container violation. There's probable cause to believe you may have committed the offense. Mr. McLaurin.
Yes, Judge, Mr. McNeil has a heart condition. He's also gainfully employed, Judge. He does paperwork for a construction company, and he's requesting if the court would be so inclined to give him a time-served sentence as well, Judge.
Gentlemen, when you finish, go down and stay in that middle aisle, go back down
All right,
the
sir, are
aisle.
you going to refrain from then drinking in public here to stay away from these problems?
Yes.
All right, and you wish to resolve your case by me withholding adjudication to the charge of open container violation, since your time served. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll be the disposition of the court. Stay out of trouble, sir. Good luck to you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Mr. McLaurin, for coming in.
Go down the middle. Go down the middle.
All right,
Out
counsel,
the
do that
hallway.
cases also?
Yes, I do, Judge. The first one is David Barrett.
And you represent
This is the city of Hollywood, Judge.
your name again?
Stephen, last name Shane, S-C-H-A-N-T.
Thank you. Now that I've said all that, I forgot who you said.
David Barrett.
Any idea? Oh, it's right here. Don't worry. All right. Is David Behringer there by chance, counsel?
David Behringer? No, sir.
Anybody know where he is?
You know where he is, Behringer?
Aaron.
I didn't even see him on the phone.
He's got 2 charges of carrying open container. Anybody from the sheriff's office know where David Behringer is?
Behringer, no Behringer.
I don't see him on the docket, Judge.
Maybe possible.
Your Honor,
Yes?
he was out the court. He's out the court today. Room 465.
Oh, he's in the courtroom. So we'll have to reset him for tomorrow? Will you be here tomorrow?
I won't be able to tomorrow, Judge, but if he's looking 465, I'll let him right now.
All right, I'll hold his paperwork.
Okay. And after that, Judge, I have Corey Butler. And he's the city of Hollywood as well.
Have Corey Butler. Is Corey Butler there by chance anywhere?
Corey Butler? No, Your Honor.
They've all disappeared. All right, Mr. Shake, we brought you over here for all his work.
No problem, Judge.
I don't know where he's at. Does the sheriff know where he's at?
I don't see him on the docket either.
Judge, it shows Mr. Behringer has a status in front of another judge at 331, so that's possible.
Corey Butler.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do with Butler. Is he on the docket? Anybody know?
I have him listed, Judge, but I don't, he's on page 10, Judge.
I'm just trying to find out if the sheriff knows where he's at.
10.
Page 10, main
I don't-
jail.
What?
Main
I
jail?
don't
Does anybody over at the main jail know where Corey Butler is?
No, sir.
They don't know?
No, sir.
No, no, Judge.
Not in custody, left, escaped? Nobody knows?
Do they have an arrest number for him?
Do we have an arrest number, Judge?
I'm sure we do. Which one is that number? Arrest number is HW 1600948.
The HW, that's Hollywood. If you say H, if they said an HW, that's Hollywood.
Oh, the CIS number?
Yeah, that too.
13 1600948.
He shows in the main jail on 2 Bravo.
Bravo, what's his name?
Well, is there any chance somebody could find him and bring him over?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll go get him.
What, you want
Judge, I'll be right next
you
door.
want to come back?
I'll come back.
We'll bring him back and we'll resolve it for you.
Yeah, David Butler, yeah.
All right, Barnes,
00948.
Whitney Barnes,
Mr. Barnes?
she bonded to BOP.
She got two
Oh,
$5,000
$5,000
bonds.
bonds. Okay, so she made bond. Okay, sorry. Thank you. She bonded. Kyle Archie Hudson bonded. Thank you. Let's see that first name. Last name was Lockett. Bonded. Thank you. Lomas Mills.
Mills?
Main jail.
All right, good morning, or good afternoon, Mr. Mills. You're charged with 4 cases: DUI, alcohol, first offense, DUI, accompanying a person 15 years or younger, DUI with damage to property, and traffic offense following too closely. Give me 1 second, please.
Where? You folks are age. The 2 Mexican dudes, the ones we had earlier. Oh, they're brothers.
All right, based on the PC affidavit, there's probable cause you may have committed one or all of the offenses to which you're charged. Let me see if you have a record, and while we're looking, can you tell me how long you lived in Broward County and whether you're working, sir?
Lomas, the judge wants to know how long you've been living in Broward County.
How much?
And he wants to know,
8 years.
Thank you.
8.
Mr. Mills receives Social Security, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Any record on that?
He's been married to the same woman for 20 years.
Outstanding.
I'm showing a prior DUI out of the state of Indiana from 2004.
So he's got, but he's only charged with DUI first offense, even though he had a DUI in Indiana?
Yeah, I don't know if the officer had access to, it's not on his driving record. I don't know if the officer had access to NCIC or not, so.
All right, let me see what these other charges relate to.
Yeah, it's not someone under the age of 15. It was, he either had a breath reading above a .15 or someone under the age of 18 in the car.
Well, his
My
breath-
guess is it's the breath reading.
Breath in this case is too
Yes.
Does he order those machines or not? The ones you have to.
Tat?
Or what? Does he-
No, there's another device that you can order for pre-trial, but Ms. Wright can tell you all about that.
All right, well, I'm not familiar with it enough, sir, so I'm gonna set your bonds in this case. In count 1, I'm setting the bond at $500. On count 2, the bond will be $500. On count 3, the bond will be $500. And on count 4, it's a traffic offense. You'll have to post those bonds and seek the judge, sir. A condition of your release is not, it should not be under the influence of drugs or alcohol when you're operating a motor vehicle. Do you understand? Yes? Yes?
He says yes, Judge.
Thank you, counsel. Have a good day, sir.
Okay.
Greg Taylor? Good morning, Mr. Taylor. You're charged with driving a commercial vehicle, second or subsequent offense, with a suspended driver's license. Based on the probable cause affidavit, there's probable cause to believe you may have committed this offense. Do you work, sir?
I just recently lost my job.
How long you lived in Broward County?
I stay in Dade County.
How long you lived in Dade County?
All my life, 45 years.
Does he have any kind of record?
Yes, Judge.
It says he has 3
not.
guilty convictions for operating a
Yeah.
vehicle with a suspended or revoked license.
Yeah,
Three
this.
prior-
I had to,
Hang on, sir.
Okay,
He's
good.
already posted bond? All right, sir, it's your lucky day, because I was going to increase your bond, but you bonded already, so someone will release you. Good luck.
all right, thank you.
You're out, man, just in time. All right, good luck.
Surprise, Gene?
Yeah.
He's not on the docket at all.
But what happened was they came this morning,
They did.
and it was recent.
Okay.
I can't call him to tell him to pick it up if we're not. Good order.
Would you please check this person's record?
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
Gene Surprice, where's Gene? It's a male. Is he in the jail, counsel? We know?
Hello.
Not here, Judge.
He's not there?
Gene Supris? No, sir.
All right, could someone in the jail please find him? 551-600-207. Bring him back. He says he's on page 7 of the docket to help the jail. While we're waiting and see if they can find him, we'll call Timothy Washington Major.
Oh, regular court. This Supris is
Yeah.
the regular court.
Judge, according to the deputies, Mr. Supris is in regular court.
Judge, he would probably be at a shelter hearing.
Court resetting for tomorrow morning.
All right, his case will be reset for tomorrow a.m. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna be here.
Why I got a violation?
All right, Mr. Washington Major, you're charged with a violation of probation or community control. There is a warrant. There's probable cause. And unfortunately for you, there's no bond, sir. This was entered by Judge Robinson. You're going to see the judge March 29th at 8:30 a.m., sir. Good luck.
Hey, sir, I got a question. Do you know why I got violation for?
Do I know why?
I don't ever know why I violated probation.
Well, they'll tell you when you get to court.
I know why, because Judge Robinson signed a warrant, but I'll be happy to tell you what it says.
Yeah, thank you.
Failing to make a full and truthful report to the probation officer, number 1. Number 2, failing to undergo a drug alcohol re-evaluation as grounds for belief that the offender violated his probation. Those are the 2 grounds that the judge signed the warrant on. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Jake Lemansky.
Good morning, Judge Sheila Zollner, or good afternoon, Judge Sheila Zollner. For the record, I'm standing in for Eric Schwartzreich on this case.
Okay. So you represent him?
Yes.
All right. Hang on just a second. I haven't read this arrest report. Sir, you're charged with 2 cases. There's a lawyer here on your behalf in the courtroom, so don't say anything right now. You're charged with possession of weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, and you're also charged with grand theft of a firearm. Give me 1 second, please. All right, there's probable cause to believe you may have committed one or both of the offenses. Tell me what his criminal record is, Mr. Secretary.
Well, Your Honor, first off, Mr. Lemansky is out on bond right now for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Additionally,
Can I get that case number?
15-13292 CF10A. 2007, he had a possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. He was convicted of that, placed on 18 months state prison, Your Honor. 18 months probation, I'm sorry.
I do. I have a PCR test.
I'll take part.
The grand theft of the firearm, I don't believe there's any probable cause that he is the person who stole a firearm. There's only an allegation that the firearm came back as a stolen firearm, but not that he necessarily was the one who did it. So possession would be really important for the PC court. And as to count 1, possession, the officer states in his probable cause affidavit, it was dark out. It was an unknown object that was allegedly thrown into the vehicle. And so at the time, we don't know what it was that might have been thrown or not thrown. Don't know that there's necessarily PC, and there's also no reason stated or probable cause to actually approach, make contact with my client at all. It just says that he was there for a call, does not say that the call had anything to do with him, that Mr. Lemansky failed to kind of instruction, that it just says that he saw him and told him not to walk away. I don't know.
What's your name?
All right, on count 1, I disagree with you, and I find probable cause. On count 2, I now ask the state to tell me where there is any evidence of the grand theft of the car.
Your Honor, at this point in time for probable cause, he is in the exclusive sole possession of a stolen firearm, Your Honor. I believe while certainly to convict him would require a higher standard beyond a reasonable doubt, and there may be more evidence required. For mere probable cause, Your Honor, the fact that he's in exclusive sole possession of a stolen firearm is enough to give the officer a probability that he stole a firearm, Your Honor.
All right, as I said previously, I respect your arguments, counsel, but I find probable cause in both counts. In count one on the possession, this is the third time he's been.
No, he's out on the same offense.
It would be the second time. He's
Yeah.
out on the same offense now on bond from having a weapon.
Yes.
All right, in count one, I set the bond at $10,000. And in count two, I set the bond at $2,500. And I also, in case number 15-13292, CF10, revoke your bond on the previous case you have pending for possession of the same charge, a firearm, by a convicted felon. Those will be your bonds, sir.
But is there any way that you could leave that and let the division, so we could have a bond hearing with regard to the revocation?
No, I'm revoking his bond, counsel. This is the exact same charge, sorry. All right, you guys can take that up with the division judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks for coming in, counsel. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Mason Tyndall. Mason?
You ready?
Tyndall?
Good morning, Mr. Tyndall. Sir, you're charged with a violation of probation or community control. A warrant signed by Judge Merrigan, therefore there's no bond, but you will see the judge on March 29th at 8:30 a.m. or 8:45 a.m., ma'am, sir. Okay?
All right.
Good luck with this. Corey Swanson. Corey?
All right, Your Honor, he's in court.
Oh, he's in court? All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll reset Mr. Swanson for 8:30 tomorrow. Thank you.
Judge, I had spoken with his private attorney and let them know that he was here. I'll call him and tell him it's set for tomorrow morning.
I appreciate that professional courtesy, sir. Thank you very much. William Stanley Power.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you're charged with two cases today, petty theft in the second degree, third or subsequent offense, and petty theft in the second degree, third or subsequent offense. This relates to some items taken at a CVS worth $39.98. There's probable cause to believe you may have committed the offense. Let me see what your record is, what your situation is. Do you work at all, sir?
Yes, sir. I am currently doing construction work, freelance.
Do you have a permanent address?
It's over there.
Yes, I do.
Where do you live?
I live in Sedgwick Village in Deerfield Beach, Florida.
How long you lived there?
I've been there for about a year and a half now, sir.
Can you give me last few years of history on him, please?
Yes, Your Honor. There. Please get it back. You did that. Okay.
It says he was convicted of two prior thefts.
Your Honor, I can tell you, okay, as far as just theft related, he had a theft 2011, a grand theft 2010. He had an aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer 08. I see he was arrested in February, probably for a drug offense that a filing decision has not been made on. And he had a theft from last year that is either still open or was, I would imagine, resolved recently. I'm not sure which. Let me see. Okay, it's still open.
All right, well, you have family, friends, money, someone that would help you make a bond in this case, sir?
I'm currently trying to see if I could possibly post bond. I can't contact anybody because the numbers that I have are long distance. And the phones in the county jails are only local, so I can't contact any of my relatives or friends.
All right, sir, well, this is what I'm gonna do.
Nothing on this case, sir.
All right, these aren't the most serious charges, but you have a history, sir. That's the problem here. What I'm gonna do on count one, I'm gonna set the bond at $500. And on count two, I'm gonna set the bond at 0. You need to post that bond, see the judge, get all these cases resolved, sir, and stay out of trouble, okay?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a good day,
Thank
sir.
you, Judge.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Was Swanson the case that was reset? Your Honor, if I could just bring something to the court's attention real quick before we reset that. The only reason it was here, Your Honor, was it's a change of charge. He originally came through on originally in his first appearance on a different type of child neglect, and the state has filed child neglect, so they brought him back. Normally, what Judge Hurley would do, and the only thing I would ask, is that the court sets the bond back where it was originally set at, which was $7,500.
Well, I don't have him before me, and I guess if the public defender's appointed, if the public defender doesn't oppose, I will oppose that. I will do that. If they do object,
Well,
then I'll bring him back.
Well, my concern, Judge, is that he has private counsel on this case.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Actually,
I think
no, no.
we're best off bringing him back tomorrow.
Judge, here's the reason why. He had his arraignment this morning. It's really Judge Siegel's case at this point. I just don't want to see him held no bond.
What do you mean held no bond?
Right now, it's a no bond because under the bond schedule, this offense is a no bond until the bond set at first appearance. I'm just looking to have it set where it was originally set at.
Came back tomorrow morning.
What I'm
Set it at $7,500.
what I'm saying is, if he hadn't had his arraignment in front of Judge Siegel, I could understand. But he's already gone in front of his judge this morning. I'm just.
Well, what does the public defender say? Because that's right.
I have the number for the attorney if you want it, Judge. If you want to call him.
Here's what we'll do. The state's going to call that lawyer, see if we can get a hold of him, and try to work that out here in the courtroom. Okay.
All right, let me give you the number then.
I've got it.
He's calling him right now.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, counsel. So
Okay.
while he's on the phone, I'll call someone that maybe is an easy one. Ronald Bonin, B-O-N-I-N.
Judge, he's on medical.
Oh, he's a medical research. That is easy. Thank you. Let me see if I can call one that's.
Yes, hi. I'm trying to reach.
How about calling Ryan Pottle, P-O-T-T-L-E? Ryan, that's the last case I had.
Also, we have a Spanish interpreter here, Benito Moncada Gonzalez.
All right, I'll call him after I get the state attorney off the phone. How about, counsel, do you have Mr. Pottle there?
No response to that name, Judge.
What's going on over there?
Ryan Pottle? North Broward.
North Broward. Now we know where he's at. All right, Mr. Pottle.
No, Your Honor, that's going to be a medical reset. Pottle?
Yes, Pottle.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll reset his case.
I have Colby, though.
Colby.
Your Honor, on Pottle, I would, and if it's okay with the public defender, it's just a warrant on a violation of community control. There's really nothing that can be done on it anyways.
Well, he's on a VOP.
So I just asked if possibly if we could just go through. And
He got no bond. Violation.
He said he was.
Yes, sir.
You said you had Corey Butler. Is that what you said, sir?
No, Colby.
Kobe.
Oh, yeah, I have his next case. All right. All right, Mr. Colby, hang on. Someone here in the courtroom on the telephone, but I'm going to read your paperwork.
Okay.
I really need to speak to her. It's very urgent. This is about her client, Corey Swanson. Thank you.
Somebody do that 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Did you just say 1 o'clock tomorrow?
While he's looking, do you have access to his record?
Who did
I'm
you
on
need?
Jason Coby, C-O-B-Y. All right, first off, sir, you're charged with 5 cases, and there's probable cause in all 5 cases. Count 1 is a petty theft. Count 2 is possession of Xanax. Count 3 is possession of heroin. Count 4 is possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, and count 5 is a drug paraphernalia charge. Hang on
Yes,
one
sir.
second, sir. Do you work, sir?
I was working and I have another job interview on Friday.
Well, Friday is tomorrow, and I don't think you're going to make that one, sir.
2009 out of Gainesville, he had a DUI. 2009 out of Alachua County, resisting an officer. I'm sorry. And the priors, Your Honor.
You don't have any drug cases on him. All right,
No,
sir.
that's all the trouble I've ever been in.
All right, sir. Hang on.
What?
Do you? How long you lived in Broward County, sir?
Almost 20 years.
All right, sir.
Almost 20 years.
I don't know what's going on here, if you have a drug problem or not, but you need to get services if you do. I do not know, and I don't want you to answer that. I'm just telling you, if you have a problem, you need to see somebody and get some help, sir. This first charge really is pretty serious. I don't know why he wasn't charged with something more serious than petty theft. He walked into the front door of a victim's residence and removed a UPS package. I mean, that looks like burglary to me. But he wasn't charged with it, so. All right, on the petty theft charge, your bond is set at $100. On the Xanax charge, your bond is set as $1,000. The heroin charge is $1,000. The prescription charge, I'll reduce your bond to $500. And on the drug paraphernalia, I'll reduce your bond to $0. Those are the bonds that you're going to have to post, sir, and see the judge. And once again, if you have a drug or alcohol problem, you need to see somebody in the courtroom to see if you can get some services. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I have a Spanish interpreter, right? Benito Moncado Gonzalez.
He's over at Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. I have an interpreter for the Spanish language who I'm going to swear in. Do you swear or affirm that you will truthfully and accurately translate Spanish language into the English language during these proceedings, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Teodoro Leal, L-E-A-L for the record.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with...
Tardes, se le acusa, señor.
And she has no idea who the new attorney is.
Charged with...
All right. All right, thanks. Okay.
Either add-on charges.
Yeah, Your Honor, here's what's going on this.
I'm going to need some help on this.
Here, Your Honor. Count one is a change of charge from one type of sexual battery to another. It's been filed as a punishable by life, actually capital offense. As you can see in the paperwork provided, Judge Hurley found proof evident and presumption great for the similar offenses as alleged in the probable cause affidavit. This count is based on it, as you can see, the allegation. Actually, this count and all the counts that have been added, Your Honor, are based on, as you can see in the allegation by the victim, that this occurred multiple times. Frankly, at an amount greater than the amount of charges he was originally arrested for.
Señor juez. Your Honor.
Okay, don't say anything, sir. Hang on. Hang on. I'm appointing the public defender to defend you, to represent you at this hearing. Don't speak.
I think they already are appointed. These are file charges, Your Honor.
These are charges by information?
Yes, I provided a copy of the information that's already been filed. Your Honor, all I'm asking the court to do today, and I don't know if there's any objection or not, is that he be held no bond on count one. I know it says third-degree felony on the booking sheet, but that's an error. As you can see on count one of the information before you, Your Honor, it's a charge of sexual battery against a victim under the age of 12.
Okay, well, the cases I have, Mr. Attorney, are framed in counts 1, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
I don't have counts 2, and 3.
Because those were kept the same as they were the first time he came through. The only reason these are before you, Your Honor, is count one was a change of charge, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, or the rest of the counts, were added to the charges he came through originally on.
So has a bond been established on 4 through 7?
He is bond eligible on those counts.
All right. You all are doing.
All right, hold on. Let me check.
All right, to start off, sir, so that you know, there are additional charges.
No one is.
Count one is lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim 12 to 16 years of age.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. Yes?
Yeah, he can't hear the interpreter. He's talking too low.
He's what?
The interpreter. We can't hear the interpreter.
All right, everybody be quiet, please. Speak up louder, sir. All right, we're going to try again, sir. Can you hear me?
¿Me oye ahora?
The translation, I don't listen nothing.
Can you hear us now, sir? Speak, sir.
Pero
Ask
usted
his
no puede
name.
escuchar ahora. ¿Nos escucha?
Al que translation, no le escucho.
He said that he cannot hear the interpreter.
Well, deputies, can you all hear us there?
¿No pueden escuchar?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So why can't he hear the interpreter?
¿Por qué no puede escuchar al intérprete?
Okay. Ahora sí.
I do
You say
hear
you
now.
can hear you
I
now.
can hear now.
All right. Speak louder. Everybody be quiet so we can get the interpretation. Okay, sir, to start off with, you're charged with
Primero que todo, señor, se le acusa de
lewd and lascivious molestation
abuso deshonesto o inmoralidad
on a victim 12 to 16 years of age
a una víctima que está entre los 12 y 16 años.
on 2 counts,
2 cargos.
and a capias on 3 counts.
Y un auto de detención en 3 cargos.
I've appointed the public. Wait a minute. The publisher doesn't represent him.
No, there's no one representing him at this
No one
point, sir.
representing him. All right. So for purposes of this hearing, at least, and all other purposes unless otherwise told, I'm appointing the public defender
Estoy designando al defensor público en estos momentos para la audiencia
to represent you.
para que lo represente.
There's probable cause
Hay indicios de culpabilidad
based on the information.
basado en la información.
Therefore, in count 1,
En el cargo 1
there is no bond.
no se le concede fianza.
And in count 4,
El cargo 4,
5,
5,
6,
6
and 7,
y 7
the bond is $50,000
son $50,000 de fianza
on each of those counts.
en cada uno de esos cargos.
You'll have to post those bond. You'll have to see the judge on your case, sir.
Tendrá que ver al juez encargado de su caso, señor.
Good luck to you.
And Your Honor,
¿Puedo,
Yes.
¿puedo
he's,
hablar?
Can I say something?
No, hang on, sir.
Un momento, señor.
he is scheduled for arraignment April 4th
Para abril 4 va a tener lectura de cargo o instrucción de cargos de parte del juez
before Judge Siegel
ante el juez Siegel
at 8 a.m.
a las 8 de la mañana.
All right, you'll see the judge on April 4th.
Abril 4 se verá con el juez
And I advise you not to say anything, sir.
y le aconsejo que no diga nada,
I've
señor.
appointed a lawyer to represent you. See the judge, and good luck.
Suerte para usted y ver al juez. Ya tiene un defensor designado.
All right, back to the main
What's the
jail.
number of Your Honor, if I could just inquire of the public defender in the jail one thing. Brian,
Yeah.
on that Swanson case, who did you say the attorney was?
Hang on one second. What page is he on?
Towards the end, was it conflict counsel?
No, it's a private attorney.
Okay, that's all right.
It's I don't know that I ever heard of the person. It's Larry Dominguez.
All right.
You want a number, Eric?
Oh no, Laurie Dominguez is conflict counsel, and Your Honor, here's the issue. I just got off the phone with conflict counsel. She actually withdrew on this case, and unfortunately, they did not know who the special appointed attorney is. So the concern now is if you reset it, no attorney may come in tomorrow, and then he's being held no bond. All I'm asking the court to do is set the bond back where it originally was.
Wait, tell me the case name again.
Corey Swanson.
All right, before I finish that, counsel, could you just inquire? Hang on, sir. No one else needs a Spanish interpreter in the jail. I'm going to let the interpreter go.
Anybody else need the Spanish interpreter? Yes, what's your name, sir? You speak Spanish?
Only Spanish.
Only Spanish, come on. We have one, Your Honor.
Let me do that.
Of course.
All right, let's do that. The name, please.
¿Nombre? ¿Su nombre?
What's your name?
This is
Hernán
the
Valdez.
trafficking case.
Barreto.
All right, sir. Hang on. Did you find out who your lawyer was?
Usted ya sabe quién es su abogado.
Mi familia es solo mi señora y no tenemos sinceramente dinero para pagar un abogado. Estamos tratando de...
Just my family, just my wife and I. We don't have money for a lawyer.
All right, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender for purposes of this hearing.
Bueno, le voy a asignar un abogado público para propósitos de esta audiencia.
You have a serious charge, so don't say anything.
Muchas gracias.
Sí, no diga nada porque el cargo suyo es muy serio.
You're charged with trafficking heroin
Tráfico de heroína,
and possession with intent to sell or manufacture or deliver heroin.
tenencia para hacer envíos o manufacturar heroína,
This is based on a warrant from the criminal court.
basado en un auto de detención de la Corte de
Therefore, there's probable cause.
Así que hay indicios de culpabilidad.
Yo, No sé ni de qué me está hablando,
I don't
sinceramente.
even know what you are talking about.
All right, well, you'll find out, sir. That's the charges.
Esos son los cargos, señor, ya sabrá.
Okay.
She's already set the bonds in this.
Judge Shear did assign bonds to this. She's not necessarily the judge on the case. She just put the bonds on the arrest warrant, Your Honor. 7138.
When you get off work, bro. You in the hotel, bro. You shouldn't we shouldn't be able to come and let you do. I mean, people know. You know, what's getting bad. I have partners like that. They like people know. I like that shit. I don't like that shit. With that drama, man. Now you gotta be speaking, man.
Mr. The arrest affidavit says he has an arrest in Brownsville, Texas.
That yeah, it appears that had to do with ICE or immigration matters. I'm checking right now, Your Honor, to see if there's any.
All right, sir, for purposes of this hearing,
Señor, por propósito de esta audiencia,
it's indicated that you sold heroin
se indica que usted vendió heroína
on January 13, 2014,
enero 13, 2014,
and on March 18, 2014.
y marzo 18, 2014.
You don't need to say anything. You want to know why you're being charged. I'm reading you the arrest affidavit.
Nada más estoy leyendo la orden de arresto. Usted no tiene que decir nada de lo que lo estén acusando.
All right, so the arrest warrant shows 39 grams of heroin.
39 gramos de heroína, la orden de arresto.
Therefore, you're
Dice,
charged with trafficking and there's probable cause.
con también tráfico y hay indicios de culpabilidad.
All right, I need to know from you, sir,
Señor, necesito que diga,
where you've lived for the past 10 years.
en los últimos 10 años,
City and
¿dónde
state.
ha vivido? ¿En qué estado?
Yo solo llevo 4 años en este país.
Only been in this country 4 years.
4 years?
4 años.
Where have you lived in the last 4 years, city and state?
Dígame la ciudad y estado en los que ha vivido los últimos 4 años.
Kissimmee, Florida,
Kissimmee, Florida.
West Palm Beach y Miami.
And have you had a job, a full-time job during those 4 years?
Y durante esos 4 años, ¿usted ha tenido un trabajo a tiempo completo?
Todo el tiempo he trabajado.
I've worked all the time.
Okay, where?
¿En dónde?
Empecé trabajando en un Domino's Pizza en Kissimmee.
Started working.
Después para un Domino's Pizza en West Palm Beach.
I was doing floors in West Palm Beach, as well as in Kissimmee.
En Miami en talleres porque soy reparador de autos. En talleres de mecánica.
In auto mechanic shops in Miami because I do mechanic work.
Y actualmente llevo un año trabajando con una compañía de aire acondicionado.
And for 1 year I've been working with a company doing AC.
What's your permanent address, sir?
Señor, ¿y cuál es su dirección de domicilio permanente?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Es 1178 Seal Street, West Palm Beach, Florida.
1178. ¿Cómo se llama la calle?
1178 Seal Street.
Seal Street. 1178 Seal Street. ¿En qué ciudad?
West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach.
His address is... He must have 6 addresses. I'm concerned about this gentleman's ties to the community and whether he will appear back for these charges.
And, Your Honor, if I may,
Falta de vínculo con la comunidad de este señor.
Your Honor,
Yes.
he has no record. However, because of this particular offense that he's been arrested for, I don't know that that's actually much of a mitigating circumstance, because if he's convicted of count 1 as it's charged, even with no record whatsoever, he faces a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence.
Judge, may I briefly respond? I believe I just want to say that this alleged transaction took place in 2014. Were there any other transactions since then, or alleged since? Yeah, but it's 2016, and they're charging him now. They're claiming that it's an ongoing operation. So if they're saying if they're saying 2 transactions that took, and correct me if I'm wrong, that took place in 2014 or early 2015, and we're going a year without him being charged, then how can it be an ongoing operation?
Well, Your Honor,
Hay dos alegatos. Uno de que hay una operación que lleva.
They say an ongoing criminal investigation.
But you're talking about January 2014. That's well over 2 years ago. March 18, 2014. So you're talking about over 2 years have passed.
it's
Two
not as though the warrant-
transactions, so that has to be some mitigation in terms of.
It's not as though the warrant was signed last week, Your Honor. The warrant was signed in May 2015. They just haven't been able to locate him to serve the warrant, which makes sense, as Your Honor stated. Look at all the different addresses that are connected to him.
Okay, listen, I find probable cause. These are serious charges. The rest affidavit shows this was all on video.
Dice que todo esto está en video, según el papel del arresto dice que está todo en
I'm
video.
concerned about his ties to the community.
Me preocupa la falta de vínculos con la comunidad.
The bond is high.
La fianza es alta.
This wasn't a convenience bond. This was a bond set by conditions.
No, actually, Your Honor, my understanding is before the new bond schedule, that was the convenience bond for trafficking of heroin in this amount.
500,000.
Yes, because it also is tied into, if you're convicted, I believe there's a $500,000 fine as well.
All right. Okay. After consideration of everything, sir, giving you the benefit of the doubt, I'm sorry. I am not reducing the bond
No voy a
based
reducir
on
la fianza.
based on the charges
Basados en los cargos
and lack of ties to the community.
y la falta de vínculos con la
You'll have to
comunidad.
post those bonds and see the judge. Good luck.
Que pague la fianza y vea al juez.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay. On the, I have some more cases here, counsel. I'm not sure why. If you could help me, I have Kirk Laug, L-A-U-G. There was a Deborah Carpenter that represented him. Anybody find him or the lawyer? Is that Mr. Laug?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Laug, do you have a Deborah Carpenter representing you?
I do.
Have you made contact with her?
Yeah, she told me she couldn't make it this afternoon, but she said she could make it tomorrow in the morning.
You want to reset it for in the morning?
That's fine.
All right, I'll reset your case for 8:30 in the morning, sir. Make sure you tell your
All
lawyer.
right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Ryan, do you know who else we have there? I don't know who else.
Well, let's see. I don't know who we have, Judge. We have more people than names on the docket. I think that's for
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Before we go on to these, the Swanson case that you had me calling,
Yes.
I spoke to conflict counsel who advised me they withdrew today. They do not know who the special.
I'm leaving the Swanson bond at $7,500.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, do the paperwork. The bond will stay at $7,500 on Swanson.
These are.
All right, Brian. Maybe just find
Yes.
out who's there, and we'll see who they are.
All right, what's your name? Step up.
Victor Lopez.
Victor Lopez, Your Honor.
I have an Eric Lopez Victoria.
Come on. All right, we'll take Mr. Eric Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez, you speak English?
Yes, sir.
I would like to
Mr.
resolve.
Lopez, you're charged with 2 cases: possession of cannabis 3 grams or less, and a capious misdemeanor. The marijuana tested positive, so there's a probable cause on the count 1.
All right.
On the other charge, you're charged with selling or dispensing merchandise
Which one's
without a
which?
permit. Where is your permanent address, sir?
408 Southwest 1st Street, Hollandale, Florida.
All right, that's where the notice was sent. For some reason, you didn't show up in court to answer that charge. Does he have any kind of a record?
I was in
I
the
don't-
show at that
that's
point.
not Victor Lopez.
No, it's Eric Lopez Victoria, right?
Yes.
That's who I was calling.
He was reset from this morning. He's got 1 MO count and one state count.
I think this is the fellow Mr. Shate might be coming back for, Judge.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, to answer your question, he had a prior arrest, but it was dropped. So this is all I see.
All right, well, I'm gonna try to resolve your cases when Mr. Shake comes back. Hopefully he will. So just have a seat back there, and I'm gonna see if I can resolve your cases before the day's over. So just hang tight. Who else?
All right, the other Mr. Lopez.
State count.
Okay, I don't have an Eric Lopez.
Victor Lopez.
Oh, it's on a
That's second docket
one?
you love, Judge.
All right, Eric, hang on.
I mean, Victor.
Oh, it's Victor Lopez, right? Victor,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
you're here on a second look on a charge of unlawful solicitation on a state highway. What was his bond? Anybody know?
I know she did.
$100? How long's he been in custody? 3 days? All right. That's a state charge, right?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Do you want to resolve your charge by me withholding adjudication and sentencing to time served on the charge of
Yes, sir.
unlawful solicitation on a state highway?
Yes, sir.
All right. Will you promise me you won't be back soliciting on a state highway again?
I will not, sir.
All right. I'm going to come looking for you tonight. You better not. All right. So I'm going to withhold adjudication, send you to time served on your charge of unlawful solicitation, and you'll be released assuming you have no other charges, sir. Good luck to you. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, Victor.
Boswell, do you have paperwork on these guys?
I have access to the clerk's website. I do.
Okay, let's try and keep track of them, when we close this docket out.
Okay.
Who else do you have there, Mr.
What's your name, sir? Joseph Albert. Albert.
Your Honor.
Albert?
Yes.
Yes,
This is a 30-day motion for release.
You next. Get up.
Which one are we talking about? Joseph Albert?
Joseph Albert, yes. You want to see this, Counsel? So he's now charged with only battery and resisting without violence.
Not the corruption by threat.
No, that was dropped. So everything will stay the same. The jail just knock off the.
Judge, what the court considered. I mean, now that I think the.
I need. Does anybody have the PC on?
I have it on my computer,
if
but I don't have.
It's a domestic violence case. Really, if there's going to be any modification of the bond, the victim should have an opportunity to be noticed. I'll check. I mean, this is really.
How much?
But the
It's going to go away, so that bond will be good. 7,500.
And frankly,
well, I think he's got to do that in front of the division judge. So I'm not going to change anything other than acknowledge that the state's dropped count 3 of the corruption by threat, so he'll have a 0. That he won't have to post a bond on that.
Sir, you need to contact your attorney, Kia Love.
All right, contact your lawyer, sir, and tell him what's happened here in the courtroom and work it out.
He's not my lawyer. Hector Ramiro.
No, Hector Romero is your early representation lawyer. Your lawyer, after the cases are filed, is Kia Love. Okay, so if you want a reduction of your bond, she would have to file a motion before your division judge.
What's his bond?
He has 7,500 on the battery count.
And Your Honor,
7,500. They're telling me.
he's also scheduled for arraignment next Wednesday before Judge McHugh at 8:30 in the morning.
All right, you'll see Judge McHugh next Wednesday if you can't make that bond. The other corruption bond, as we just stated, is now gone because they've dropped that charge or not pursued that charge. All right, good luck to you, sir. You'll have to see the judge Wednesday unless you post
Where's my
the
bond now?
Okay, 3,500.
All right, Mr. All right, who else do we have, sir?
Whatever we label that.
What's your name, sir?
What's your name? Christopher Munoz. Munoz?
Munoz.
Christopher Munoz,
Yeah,
Your Honor.
this is, Your Honor, this is a second look.
Oh, second look.
Your Honor, whatever you like, it's a criminal mischief. One moment.
Do we have any
Yeah, I pulled the,
arrest record?
I can pull that, but also at the same time, Your Honor.
What's his bond?
The bond is $100. He's alleged to, I'm reading from the PC, alleged to have slashed a man's tires on 2 different vehicles. One tire damaged 2 tires valued at $360 on one vehicle, and 3 tires on another vehicle valued at $435. So almost $800 total damage.
I'm not letting him go unless there's some idea of restitution. Unless he wants to fight the charges.
Judge, what about pretrial? I mean, the victims won't get their money back if he doesn't go out there and start working. No chance.
Not on that charge. And this is an innocent victim with 4 of his tires slashed. He's either going to pay for the tires or fight the case, and if he's found not guilty, so be it. His bond is $100. I'm not disturbing the bond. Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Anybody else,
You got a
Brian?
$100 bond.
Have
We have this gentleman here. What's your name, sir?
Lucha Moreau.
Moreau.
Your Honor, this is a 30-day motion. I just want to confirm.
Lucien Moreau, correct?
Yes. Your Honor, the state has not yet filed an information. He is entitled to release at this time.
All right, sir. They may file charges later, and you may be rearrested, but right now you're ROR. So you'll be
All right,
released.
thank you.
Stay out of trouble,
All
sir.
right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, man. Next up, your name, sir? Corey Butler.
Isn't this an MO that was called earlier?
Yeah, that's the MO. We're still waiting on Mr. Shade, so.
All right.
Hey, don't go anywhere, sir. I'm gonna resolve your case. What's the other one?
Your name?
Eric Lopez. You just said wait.
Oh, Eric Lopez is still here, Judge.
The
That's a
only one
municipal
left,
ordinance
Your
also.
Honor, should be...
Oh, y'all waiting on the...
No, there's a Victor Lopez that was on the second look. There's a David Ulmer. I don't know where he is.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. This should be the... Other than the MOs.
David.
Yes, this is...
I don't see his name there. Oh, yeah, here he is. Burglary of an unoccupied convenience. Is this a 30-day for this thing?
No, this is a second look. He was just arrested, 3:15.
Give me a date.
No, Judge.
His attorney is Nicholas Chotis. Is that someone?
They're all called that. Don't... I'm sorry, Judge?
I'm working. So, I just want to put it all behind.
Why would he be your own second look on a burglary?
Technically it's a third-degree felony, so it's eligible under the
They was looking for a robbery, sir.
administrative order. I'm looking at Judge Hurley's findings. Apparently he had, I don't know what happened in the case, but he had a criminal case in Alabama that he failed to appear on previously. Don't know the year. I can tell you, looking at the PC affidavit in this matter, that he was, apparently, Mr. Ulmer's father was a witness against him. Town police said he witnessed his son breaking into a vehicle in the neighborhood.
What's his name?
It's $3,500.
Sir, do you have the ability to post a bond in your case?
No, sir.
None at all?
No.
Robbery suspect.
Do you have a place to stay?
I guess the...
Yes, sir.
Patrice, you would have notes, right?
Where can you stay?
I can stay with my father or my sister.
And where do they live? What city?
Pompano. Well, Water by the sea.
And I could have sworn, Patrice, maybe I'm wrong, but for some reason my memory tells me that you guys had some notes when you'd spoken to his father when he first got arrested.
Sir, what do you do for work?
What's that?
I work for United Van Lines. I'm a mover.
Okay. And how long you been living in Broward County?
Almost 6 years. 5 or 6 years.
Okay, what's his criminal history?
I don't see anything, Your Honor. If you give me a couple moments, I can run a thorough check.
All right, let me see what
was it that we allegedly?
Did you have any notes?
He spoke with his father, the father verified his address.
Okay.
Judge, put the court place him on pretrial. He
Yeah, I
has a
couldn't remember
verified
100%,
address,
that's
not
what I
violent
was asking.
offense. He does have a job.
Well,
And
I'm concerned about putting him on pretrial release.
And it feels like a long time ago.
His father is the victim and he wants to go back to
No, the father's not the victim. He was a witness.
No.
Your Honor, his father
There's a
wasn't the victim. I
witness.
can
There was
print
a
out the
witness that observed him, but I don't know if the witnesses are his father.
Print it out right now.
Judge, if you want, I can read it.
I'll just let you try it.
Okay.
It says witness stated that his son. Here, I'll show you.
The PC
Witness stated that
says
his
he
son
made an
just broke
admission.
his vehicle. That's your dad.
That's where the admission comes from him.
No criminal history.
I'm gonna run another check, Your Honor.
He does. What's his criminal history?
That's your dad.
What's the charge?
There's more coming out. That's fine. It's just 2 pages. The report's just 2 pages. That's additional stuff you don't need.
So it's a drug? It's a drug charge?
Yes, that's what I
Yeah, we don't need that.
2004, failure to appear. Another failure to appear in 2004. A third in 2004. A fourth in 2007. 2007, third degree burglary and a failing to appear. 2008, an arrest for third degree assault. 2008, 3 counts of failure to appear. 2010, dangerous drugs under the influence of alcohol and controlled substance. 2011, another arrest for burglary and petty theft.
I am not changing his bond. I'm not changing his bond. His bond.
He has no disposition. There's no disposition. Doesn't say he was convicted. Yeah, just note that.
All right, thank you.
There may be arrest, but
Noted.
I wasn't
Bond is
convicted.
$3,500. Good luck to you, Mr. Ullman. Main jail. All right, I don't know what to do if Mr. Shake didn't come back with all the rest of his case. Yes, you may, sir. Thank you. No?
What do you got?
He's gotta go hide them eggs.
Who? Those are all MOs.
Well, have a good time, sir.
Behringer, I think, but Behringer,
All right,
yeah.
Mr. Shake came back. We're gonna make progress. Yes, we are.
Well, we're gonna try to.
Walk in as the phone's ringing. How's that for service?
You got.
All right, Ryan, I think we have Mr. Shade. I don't know if we need you. I don't know if we got any more cases, but you're welcome to stay. Oh, well, you need the microphone.
I'll stick around, Judge.
All right, Mr. Shade, any particular order? I know Corey Butler is there, right, Corey?
Yes, sir.
Step forward. You have 2 cases for trespassing and soliciting or panhandling. And what do you wish to do?
If possible, Your Honor, I'd like to resolve those today.
Judge, I spoke with the city prosecutor of the city of Hollywood, and he's offered time served for Mr. Butler.
All right, do you want to plead, does he have much of a record, do we know?
I can, as a friend of the court, I can check that.
I just want to know if I need him to plead. Are you requesting a withhold or are you requesting an adjudication?
Judge, the city of Hollywood requests a withhold and a judicial notice, unless it's one of our frequent flyers. So this would be a withhold and judicial notice.
All right, I don't know what judicial notice means.
Judicial notice of the time served, therefore it doesn't.
2015 possession of marijuana. 2013 felony battery on a victim over the age of 65. Violated probation, 13 months state prison. Trespass 2013, resisting without violence 2010.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea of guilty to these charges if that's what you wish to do, and I will sentence you to time served on both charges if that's what you wish to do, sir.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, I find you guilty of trespassing on private property, a municipal ordinance violation, and guilty of soliciting or panhandling, a municipal violation, and I sentence you to time served on both cases, and I ask you to please stay out of trouble, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Good day.
Who else? No.
This is Lopez de Victoria, Eric Lopez de Victoria.
Lopez de Victoria.
He's got an MO40 capias and a new state marijuana charge.
All right.
And of course, oh good, we still have Brian there. Good.
All right, Mr. Lopez Victoria, that's you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're charged with 2 cases here today: possession of cannabis, 3 grams or less, and a misdemeanor capias. I've previously looked at this, and there is probable cause. Let's see what the city prosecutor says to do with respect to these charges.
You didn't know about this one?
I didn't even know about this one, Judge. I'm not sure.
First charge is selling or dispensing without a permit. That's the capias, so it's selling merchandise without it. Does he have any kind of record?
Let me check.
You got a state charge here too.
Yeah, I mean, and frankly, unless he has some like really bad record, I leave it up to him. If he wants to plead it out, my offer would be a withhold. If he wants to if he doesn't have a record and he wants to try out drug court, I'd let him, sure, that'd be fine too.
You work, sir? You work?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Florio's.
Florio's? What's that?
Italian restaurant.
Do you have the ability to
I'm
pay
a
a fine?
Huh?
Do you have the ability to pay a fine?
Yes, sir.
Any record?
He's had numerous arrests, just some serious stuff, but it appears they were always dropped.
Okay, Mr. Shaithan, if it's with your consent, what I would do in this case is, on the possession of cannabis charge, sir, if you're agreeable, I will hold adjudication and fine you $100 on that charge. And on the capious charge, I will dismiss the charge for selling or dispensing merchandise without a permit.
And Your Honor, real quick, can we see, Miss Brian, are you there still?
No, he left.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's that?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, just because count 1 is a state charge, so we would need
Okay.
you to represent him on count 1.
No problem. You want to resolve your case on count 1?
The disposition would be a $100 fine plus court costs, 6 months to pay, withhold adjudication, and the city prosecutor would dismiss the count 2, selling or dispensing merchandise without a permit.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the gentleman wishes to do, Judge.
Is that what you wish to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have 6 months to pay the fine. I think there's about $200 or $300 in court costs, so you have to pay that too. So it's about $300. You make sure you pay the fine over the next 6 months. The second count will be dismissed based on the city's representation. Withhold adjudication on count 1, $100 fine. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
You too.
You too, Brian.
I still have 2 other cases. Do you have anything else?
Mr. Behringer,
Nothing else over.
this morning in front of Judge Brown.
Behringer is resolved, even on these charges.
Yeah, delete.
So what should I do on that? Anything? Jay?
No, I just pass it. Yeah.
Delete. What about McDowell Sherwood? Revoked pretrial. What am I? The municipal ordinance. Look out to.
Frankly, if I may judge, here's what happened. He has, I think, an MO out of Hollywood, but he also was on pretrial, and the judge revoked his pretrial and gave him new bonds on that.
So he'll go to the regular division?
Probably should just appoint you on, if you just have to get yourself appointed on that one and just,
Okay. Judge, if you'd like, you can appoint me, Mr. Sherwood, and then I'll take care of that when it goes to the regular division.
I will make such an appointment. Well,
Excellent.
actually, it says right here, appoint Stephen.
There you go.
Do we know if we sign an order on him or not? We'll find out.
Can never hurt to have.
I didn't even know about the fine vote.
I don't know. Worst case scenario, you do another one, then you have
I'll
2
sign
orders.
another one right now, Mr. Chairman.
Excellent. Thank you, Judge. Have a great weekend.
You too, sir. Thank you. Very good.
See you then.